say, but it's true. The government lies about it. They don't give a darn. All they want is, how much can I steal?
And they put it, it's written in stone, in the Georgia Guidestones, they want to reduce the world's population to a manageable 500 million.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't the pharmaceuticals, every other ad on television, when I've gone to somebody's house and they always have the television turned on in the background, every other commercial is for some type of pharmaceuticals. There's a 7,000%, a 3 to 7,000% markup on Valium, Luvox, things like that. And I think half the American people are being drugged into oblivion, and there's got to be some pretty harmful side effects to being on a diet of drugs like that.
It's a way to control people as well. If you don't agree with the regime, you don't get your drugs. And the question arises, why is a prescription cost $1 in Mexico and it costs $2 in the United States? It's not only Mexico, I mean every country in the world has cheaper pharmaceuticals. It's because they just rip off the American people. Terrible.
That's really what it is, the whole marketing campaign. We'll probably see that here at Christmas, It's take your money away.
Well, I was a stockbroker for 28 years, and so I know how to evaluate companies. And the pharmaceutical industry's benchmark profit, objective, or higher, each year is 18%. Now, if you want to compare that, the average McDonald's outlet makes 13%. That's pretty staid business. And then you get other businesses which can make more, like 25 or 30 or 35%. But they're in specialty areas. But, if you're making 18% a year, that's a tremendous return. I mean, every 3.5 years, you double your wealth. And incidentally, in tomorrow's issue of the International Forecaster, I've got a tape in there from the senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders, and the disparity between the rich and the poor in America. Now, I don't agree with most of Bernie's politics, but he's right on in this one. And the gap is unbelievable. 1% owns 23.5%, I think, of everything in the country. And if you take the top 5%, it rises to 60%. It's overwhelming. And incidentally, I should tell you about the International Forecaster. It's about business, finance, economics, and social and political issues all over the world. We publish on Wednesdays and Saturdays, runs around 40 pages each side by email. And we have a hard copy that goes out twice a month for those who are not on the internet. And everything that you need to know every week is in that publication. You can get a free introductory copy by going to theinternationalforecaster.com. The International, FORECASTER.com. To go to www.intforecaster.com. That's intforecaster.com. Or as I said before, if you have a question, we answer everybody. That address is Bob, B-O-B, at intforecaster.com. Bob at intforecaster.com. Or you can call toll-free to 877-479-8178, 479-8178, and they have a special deal there where you can get a full year subscription free. So if you would like to be a subscriber, you definitely should call that number and look at their deal. I think it's absolutely terrific.
I highly recommend it, Bob. I read your publication every week, so it's really nice that we've got men like you out there that's got enough experience and got the and of course you're living in another country because you're in danger. Your life's in danger here.
That's for sure. You hang around long enough, they're going to get to you.
What about these attacks on the family farm and this food supply? Am I being paranoid on this, or are we?
Well, I think the agenda basically is control. Already 70% of the production of food is controlled by large corporations. I think less than 2% of Americans are in the farming business now.
Right.
And that's a far cry from 70 or 80 years ago.
And that's the ninth plank on the Communist Manifesto: corporate farms and government control of agriculture. I think is number 7.
You're right, and also they want to control consumption, and that's done through Monsanto and all of their genetically modified foods, which not even rats will eat. And so this is the direction that they're headed in, and they're going to be stopped. The Congress isn't going to stop them. They allow them to do that. So, enough unemployment, enough starvation, enough people who are disturbed. You get a revolution. It's coming. When? I don't know. Maybe a year, 2, 3. It's on the way. They've chosen their path, and the public is being forced into their path, and they're not going to lay down.
They're pretty well launched on this whole agenda, and what we keep seeing what about the whole euro? They're trying to get the North American Union, and actually they have got it. Haven't announced it exactly, but they've got it, and the European Union is falling apart too, isn't it? I mean, aren't countries starting to resist being a part of this whole socialist, communist system?
Well, the answer is yes, and will the resistance be strong enough and fast enough? And we don't know that. And nobody can foresee that. You don't know what form this whole thing's going to take. All I can tell you is it's not going to be very nice. It's going to be dreadful. I mean, imagine waking up some morning and somebody kicks your door in and takes all the food at the morning. You don't have any water. You don't have any electricity. I mean, you got a problem. And that can happen all over America. And it's happened in many countries before. So think about it. No one's going to be immune. Every country in the world is going to be affected to some degree. And many governments will be overthrown. Why? Because of talk radio and because of the internet. Because the people all over the world are finding out some bad guys out there. And they're doing a number on us. And now we know who they are, why they're doing it. And we're going to do something about it.
And if you point the finger at any of them, well, suddenly you're a racist, suddenly you're anti-Semitic, suddenly you're a right-wing extremist, suddenly you're a conspiracy theorist, oh, you're anti-government, oh, you're a tax protester. Boy, they sure got a lot of names for us, don't they?
Well, that's true, but you don't pay any attention to that stuff. I've been going through that for over 50 years. I mean, I was running around with pamphlets in the early